Hi everyone, it's Linen, and today we're going to be doing a little kitchen witchery. And it's going to be kind of short and kind of fun, but I'm going to kind of tell you how I incorporate kitchen witchery into my practice. And I don't do it all the time, okay? I don't want to say that I do it all the time, but kitchen witchery is important to me because I'm always baking something. I'm not a very good cook, and I don't actually particularly like to cook good, like, elaborate meals. That's just really not my forte, but I do bake a lot. And that could be anything. I mean, I'm a sweets fiend, and so I do like to make a lot of stuff from scratch. Since I was a little girl, I would get in the kitchen, and I think since I was about the age of 5, I was making brownies all by myself. I mean, it's just something that's always been something I really like to do. Now, today is not brownies, okay? It's cookies. And cookies, I love to make cookies. One, because they're portable. You can take them anywhere. Put them in a Ziploc baggie and take them anywhere. But another thing that I love to do with cookies is sigil magic. And sigil magic is pretty simple, okay? Now, sigils, kind of like the tarot, you don't want to go crazy, okay? You don't want to have to, like tarot, you don't want to have to keep going to your deck every 30 minutes and forget to live your life, right? You don't want to constantly consult your magical practice and then be afraid to live your life, okay? That's not what magic is. That's not what the intention, okay, wink wink, is for. But in times, especially now, when we're all social distancing, we're kind of self-quarantining, it's important to keep spirits up. I like to infuse my positive energy magic into the cookies. So, let me wipe off my hands here because I got goo dough all over me. Now, the very best tool that you can have in your practice, okay, is paper and pencil or paper and pen. This is the best tool that you can have because you're going to write your intentions down. You're going to burn them, right, or whatever. But this is the best tool. And this is a scrap piece of paper. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be parchment, right? It just has to be paper. And then you have to put forth the work. It doesn't matter what the paper looks like. So I'm going to write, or I'm going to go through the steps that I do to make a sigil first. Then put them on the cookies, okay? So, let's see. Now, like I said, in these times, these trying times where we're all self-quarantining, me and my family have not actually left our house in 2 weeks already. And we're all kind of cabin fevering, okay? Now, where I live, it happens to be really warm outside, so we've been getting outside and getting some vitamin D. So that does help. But it's still, we're not able to really get out. We're not really able to go out to eat or go see a friend, I mean, there's just so many variables that it's just like everyone's scared to go out and meet with others. So that can be hard for people that are used to that kind of a lifestyle. Now, I'm pretty much an introvert, so I don't really get out that much anyway. But nonetheless, I want to imbue the cookies with positive vibes. Now, sigils, I will say, they like you to be specific, okay? They don't want you to say more positive vibes, okay? They really want you to be specific because it's about the moment, right? It's about what you need in that moment, and it might be what you need that week, but it's still specific, right? More confidence at the job or with the boss, right? Whatever. So I like to make the intention sentence as specific as I can for what my intention will be for the cookies. Now, the cookies ain't gonna last long, not around my house. So we'll see what I can come up with, okay? More positivity. Whoops, that's an I. Positivity. While social distancing. Pretty simple, but pretty specific. It's during the social distancing time, however long that is. And then however long the cookies last. We're just trying to incorporate more positivity, you know, raise our spirits a little. That's the whole point that I want to make with the sigil cookies. So, now the very first thing you do after you write this sentence, okay, is you take out the vowels. And Y. Okay, I do take out the Y's, just because it just makes it easier. There. And then repeating consonants, okay? So if there are any repeating letters that are left, cross those out as well. There's an S there, an S there, a C, a T. Okay. Then we write the letters that we have left together down here. And this also helps that if you've forgotten one of those repeating letters, this will also help too, writing them again. See? Ha. Mm-hmm. There. Now, I know that while trying to make a symbol with all these letters can seem panic-inducing. Be pretty, it doesn't even have to look like a symbol at all. It just has to be condensed. That's all. We're just trying to put it on the cookie. That's all. So what I like to do is I like to just try to sketch out the letters as I go. And I'm just trying to put them in random spots. And I will try to give myself a guideline. It can be any, I try to do that. You don't have to do that. And I can just, right? And keep going. And see how I come from one end to the other? That kind of helps me to map it out, right? See, it's not very good, but it doesn't matter, right? And then we have one letter left. We're looking a bit bare over here. Right? It looks all kinds of jumbled up. But here's what we're going to do, okay? Cross that out. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to condense it even further. Right? We don't have to condense it. But we're going to try to crush it, right? Play around. Try to see if we can find some symbols already, some patterns or something. That's kind of what I like to do. So I'm going to draw another circle over here. Like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. But if we look, I'm seeing this right here. That's it. And then I saw these two circles here. Right? how I condensed that? And we can just keep doing that until we're confident in the symbol. Now in this one, can I find a pattern? There. That's what stood out the most, right? And then maybe a line here for the M. That's it. So, I'll draw that better for you. That's it. Wow. Actually, this had a little squiggly right there. It's as simple as that. Here's the fun part. Bring the pan over here. And normally I wouldn't put foil, but I kind of wanted it to show up, the cookies, and my pan is really dark, so wanted them to show up. And then I like to take a butter knife. It doesn't have to be a sharp one, because these aren't going to show up. You're not going to actually see the sigils once we're done. Okay? Now, what you do is you just kind of draw. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's just we're setting the intention. We take a second and we keep saying our intention, okay, in our minds. I'm putting forth the intention, and I'm going to use the sigil as such. See? Not perfect. Not perfect. Right? It just looks like a bunch of scratch. Now, I'll tell you, I'll do all these, but then I'll tell you what you have to do with sigils. You have to activate them. Now, normally, when you make a sigil yourself, you burn it as an activation. Well, what do we do with cookies? We bake them, right? That's going to activate the sigil. Pretty simple. And that's how you can incorporate and put an intention. You don't even have to do a sigil. You can just put the intention while you're cooking, while you're stirring, right? Why do you think the symbol of the witch is stirring the cauldron? Because it's about you putting forth the effort, setting the intention yourself. And I did that. I worked my magic in my cauldron, making my cookie dough in and of itself. It's pretty simple. Yummy. I was a little early. I hope this was informative, and I hope it was fun. And I hope that everyone's making cookies in this self-quarantine time that we have. Much love. Yummy.